Yo, what's up? It is the trades, and we're here live on YouTube. We have a really great show. We're going to start the show in 3 minutes. 3 minutes. It's going to be a good show. We're going to start the show in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Let us know where you are watching from. If you're watching us live on Instagram, you could go to the YouTube channel and join the convo. We're going to be talking a lot of smack about footwork. Two minutes, 2 minutes, we're going to start the show. Let us know where you are watching from, what crew you represent. Shout out to Minnesota. All right, we're going to start the countdown right now. This video has been brought to you by Break Connect. Go to the website and register. Check out what they have to offer at Yo, what's up? This is Shadow Rock and Pro 41 of the Floorgangz and Knuckleneck Tribe. And you're watching The Trades, a show about breaking, hip hop, and the business of. How's everyone doing? We were out here last week with the Super Regional of the AAU. If you don't know, breaking is in the AAU. It's from kindergarten to 12th grade. And last weekend in Las Vegas, we had a super qualifier and had Division 3, which is amateur, 2, novice, and D1, which is like you basically could compete with the best, right? We had that last week. We had a recap show. We had all the kids that were in placing gold and silver for each division, and we reacted to their battles. But not just that, they have an opportunity to go compete over in Houston, Texas, for the Junior Olympics. Now they're having a super qualifier for the East Coast a week before, in July 19th, but July 25th is the Junior Olympics, and breaking will be featured there. So, man, you can check out that episode right here on the Pro 41 channel, or you could go to Spotify and you could see that video on Spotify now if you don't want to watch my face and you just want to turn off your phone and just listen. And shout out to Kid Glide, shout out to Aeronetic, shout out to Sweet Lou. All right, that being said, okay. So before we get started, I got to clean house a little bit. First of all, 89% of you is watching the content, yet you are not subscribed. Now, if you subscribe, number one, it's free for you. Number two, why are you just lurking? If you're watching the content, you might as well subscribe, right? It's free for you. And when you subscribe, you're going to help the channel out. We could get better guests. We could get better background. Maybe we could travel a little bit and we could cover more events. And of course, we're covering history of hip hop and breaking. And not a lot of channels are doing that. Maybe recently they're starting to do that. Recently, they're starting to do that. It's starting to happen. I've been doing this thing since 2016, and we still here. I'm at 100 episodes, so please like, subscribe, and click the bell for notifications. All right. Okay. So in 3 weeks in June, let me bring up the flyer. In June 14th, right here, we got the Floorgangz anniversary coming up. And what I want to do is I want to talk about the crew. I want to react to some of the battles we had, and at the same time talk about, what to expect this year. All right. So before I introduce the crew, let's have a little background on the Floorgangz crew and see their original trailer right here. Boom. Let's go. All right. And that was the Floorgangz trailer. First started in Korea 21 years ago at Hongdae Park. Two crews, Max crew and Rivers crew, joined together to form a crew in South, a super crew in South Korea, and the crew spread out worldwide. So without further ado, I'm gonna introduce some of the members from the Floorgangz crew. We have all the way from Philadelphia, we got my man Philly Breeze. All the way from Massachusetts, we got my man RTA. How y'all doing, man?
Chilling, chilling.
Good,
We got
good.
we gotta pretend that we weren't talking behind stage. But we so as we do the show, maybe we'll see if we have any more guests from the US chapter or the worldwide chapter come on as we react to some of these videos. But again, I did this because again, let me upload this. Sure. Can I upload stuff right now as I'm doing the show? Yes, I can. I can
Oh,
upload.
this is fancy.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to go on just Instagram. Right here, we got the Floorgangz anniversary happening
Ooh.
June 14th at City Dance Studios. 3v3 breaking and 1v1 seven to smoke footwork. You know what I'm saying? There you go. Yeah, that's why I didn't want to just do Instagram, man. I want to react to videos, dude. Like,
Oh,
there's so
wait,
much
wait.
I
We
could do.
forgetting something.
What?
It's a 2-day event.
That, oh, yes, it's a
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
2-day event. Okay, so let's talk about that first. Thank you, Breeze. Let's talk about that first. And can I upload real quick? I know. I'll just pull up the Instagram. That's what I'll do.
Yeah,
See, that's
yeah.
what I'm saying. That's why we can go on here. So, June 13th, Friday the 13th.
Your lucky day.
Yeah, Friday the 13th. We have the 1v1 concrete jam, concrete shinobi competition. And what does that mean? That means that you basically going to be competing on concrete, right? There's no linoleum, no masonite, no nothing, just basically the floor, concrete. Now, here's the thing. We will announce the address closer to the event. It's a secret address. Well, not that secret. It's downtown. It's downtown San Francisco. But we will address the we'll announce the address closer to the date within 2 weeks. We have Kemar, aka Black Matter from Toronto, judging. We got my man Breeze judging, and my man Power Surge, and we're doing this with all the way live. How do y'all feel about a concrete battle? When's the last time you had like there was a straight concrete battle you've seen?
It's been years. It's been
Years?
years. In the US?
Yeah. How about
Yeah, it's been years.
yeah? The last one was the what last one I saw was here in America was Dibs, and I was in San Francisco. It was myself, Sumo, and Casper judging, and I believe Scarface was in the final with Felix from Break Connect. Like that was the finals. Yeah. It was random. And then
When was that?
Scarface ended up winning, huh?
Shout out to Felix.
Yeah, that was like 2016, I think.
Oh, that is
So
years ago.
yeah, and that was a trip to Concrete Jam in Switzerland.
Mm.
So Scarface got a trip out there. But yeah, this one will be free for the public to watch. But if you want to enter $10 and how many people enter, that's who's winning the prize. And of course, we got DJ Flag spinning at this concrete event too. It's gonna be dope. I can't wait. I want to see who's ready for concrete, right? Like who's gonna do who's gonna try to do backspin on concrete.
Do
I'm
a
waiting
head
for the
spin.
first person to get dirty.
They're gonna do a head spin. Let them do it.
Yeah, no beanie. No spin cap, no beanie. I want to see that. That's what I want to see. So that's going on June 13th, Friday 13th, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. We're going to make it quick. Thank God it's summer because that's when the sun goes down, is around like 8 o'clock. So it should be kind of cool. It's going to be June. I think that's what's different too this year is that usually we have it May, but this time it's June. and thank God we haven't really collided with any of the bigger events in America, right? So I'm kind of
Lucked
happy.
up.
I was like scared about that.
Yeah, we definitely lucked up this year. I
Yeah,
think
for
it was the
sure.
right decision to move it to June, particularly for this year because of the way the events have been rolling out and like everything's been sporadic as far as like who's going to what, and like it's good to have it in San Francisco because from what you were saying, it's been a little dry over there.
Yeah, the last big event or last event that was breaking. I mean, there's been a few All Styles events. There's been a few smaller, like a shout out to the MLK kids out there, Elephant Graveyard, Mom's Recipe, Fly Trap Crew. Like they've been throwing events on Tuesday nights. But again, look at that. That's like Tuesday night, like that at their session. You know what I'm saying? Which is dope because they're keeping it alive, but not like Saturday big event or even just smaller event. We haven't. We've had AAU, which is like for little kids, right? But we haven't, and you have to register for AAU. It's not just like a jam for us to go to. I think the last event I went to, but that was like Santa Cruz. Like it was Slugs That Break, and that's like not considered Bay Area. That's considered like outside of the Bay Area, with Slugs That Break. And I think there was I Need a Break over in San Luis Obispo, but that's what I was saying. That's like south,
That's
like that's
yeah.
midway to LA,
Oh,
right? That's midway to LA. So it's been dry. So again, let me pull that up. June 14th. Got the Floorgangz anniversary. You know what I'm saying? All right. So we did this to kind of promote the event, react to some of these videos. Or you guys want to just go for the discussion? You guys want to just go for the discussion, or you guys want to react to some videos first?
I'll let Rip say.
Yeah. You want to just
Yeah,
talk smack?
let's do reaction.
Okay. Do you want to watch? Let's. You want to watch? Let's. Okay. We'll do the
Oh
first
shoot,
one. We're
Divine is
gonna.
here.
Oh no.
Divine.
You got something to say? We're kind of open. What we're gonna do is we're gonna react to um the first Floorgangz anniversary back in 2018, the finals of the footwork battle. We got Dino Rock versus Box Cutter. Let's watch that right
Oh, that
now.
was the first anniversary.
Yeah, Silverback, thrown by Silverback.
Oh.
Yeah, because I was there. That's why.
Yeah. Let's go side. Let's go on the side. Box Cutter living in Japan now.
Let's go, Box! That was a drop. Born with the concrete streets inside. Yo! Got lessons to learn. No time. Yo! Round one. I know. Well, it's not a sad story. Not a story, just the same. Oh, I'm back, get it loose.
Okay.
Round two. See what you got. Whoa. Whoa. What? Yo. Whoa. Don't be sure about tomorrow. Yo. What? Second round. Dino. Where you at?
Yeah, 3 rounds. Let's go.
Back.
Right.
Give him
Okay.
yo. 9, 8,
Shout out to Just Rock.
6,
You about to say,
5, 3, 2, 1.
Alright. All right.
I agree with him.
Dino Rock. Yeah, I mean, yo, honestly, watching that, I still think like a lot of kids can like yeah, no
first
one's
thing,
this was
nice.
6 years ago. And no, not even six. Wait, to that 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24,
7 years ago.
7 years ago. And it's still like when you watch that battle, it's still kind of relevant, bro.
That was fire. Like that nonstop.
Yo, Divine.
Hey, yo.
Robbery, what? Box coulda shoulda won? Okay. According to Rith, he did
Hey,
three
yo.
threats in there. according to Rith, according to RTA, he did Box coulda did three threats in there. So it's like
He did. I actually did see. I was gonna say. I was like, oh, he did a thread. And his last round was a bunch of CCs.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
yeah. Okay, Breeze, what do you think of that battle?
Dino just he edged it because he definitely had more of vocabulary footwork wise. He came out first thing he had a drop.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing, he had an entrance and an exit.
Mm-hmm.
And third, he had rotational footwork too.
Mm-hmm.
Add into his intricacy. So he was also talking to Box Cutter as far as like he was answering his footwork with his and his style of footwork with his own version of that, but also throwing in traditional stuff and having an entrance and an exit is just icing on the cake.
How are you, Rith? What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with that. He did come in with an entrance, and it was always different. He came in 3 times, and I think there's something you have said to me too. Is like every drop that you have is what's gonna make your outcome different. So his drops, 3 different drops, is always different. But if you look at Box, I love Box too.
Yeah,
He got some
we
stuff,
love.
but he was very just he just wasn't out there exploding.
Right. Wait, are you mean like he was? What do you think? He wasn't snapping enough to you, or what? Where he's not swinging? Like,
Like his
let's
tops
get
over this.
specific.
Yeah, I'm looking at tops. So I was looking, oh, tops is there, but it's his way. But when he came down to like technical footwork, he was doing his technical stuff, but it was very, very different. If you look at, I think it's that same year that when he did Massive Monkey and won that one, I like that one better. How he performed versus at Floorgangz.
Right. Yeah, I would say this was Dino's first run, and then that year he started to kind of like dominate a lot of the footwork battles that was out there. Like this was like kind of
Yeah,
like he's been always joining footwork battles, but this is the one that was like, all right, I'm in the house, and that kind of like gave him the momentum, and that gave him his motion to kind of like dictate the next 2 years. Right, he was kind of dominating after that.
yeah.
Um, I
What
think
year
this
is this?
yeah, that was 2018.
So the year after that, I met Dino personally in a cipher battle at Radical Force.
Okay, well,
So like he was
Yo,
on fire.
these comments, man.
oh, Squints in the building. Paulo, Pow Flow, yo. He said it looked like Slum Village. Down,
No,
down, 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 down,
come
down, down, down. But yeah, so one thing is like I noticed there was three threads, and okay, we're gonna discuss that real quick though. But let me finish this thought. Box Cutter did threads every round, and I'm not against threads. Like I said, I'm not against threads, but just Dino showed definitely variety of different steps and different approaches and different styles. That's one thing I would say about Dino's uh, battle right there. And I think like might as well just say it. I think kids don't understand that right now. I don't think they understand what that is, right? And
What
yeah,
exactly?
like, huh?
Because we're b-boys.
Because we're a B boy. Well, we could talk about that too. Like we could really talk smack here. I don't care. It's our show. You know what? It's our show.
Our trophies are falling
Okay,
off.
so Divine says Rith has
Oh,
a vendetta against Fred. So I'm gonna pull this up real quick. 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 Where is
yo,
it?
ask Divines who his first crew was.
Hold on, hold on. Wait up, wait a minute. Here we go. Let's watch this real quick. Let's watch this real quick.
Okay.
RTA representing Floorgangz. Next weekend, next Friday, we got a 1v1 footwork, 7 to smoke. Since it's Valentine's Day, y'all don't got a girl? Yo, come do 7 to smoke. Footwork, baby. Don't forget your brethren now.
All right. So let's talk about that real quick. I think let's talk about that real quick. I didn't. I should have pulled up the original, the very first one, but it's like a little bit. I had to like dig back, so I just found the most recent one. Let's talk about that. I think the problem with these clips is that people take it like too serious. Like it's a joke, right? Like
Yeah.
it's a joke. It's a joke. We don't hate threads, so we're gonna let's go to RTA.
Motherfucker, Gambler's crew.
Gambler's
Let's go.
crew over here. Okay.
So how did that start? Like it literally was like we filmed the original one we filmed the day before the 2023 competition. How did that really
Yeah.
start?
We were in where were we in SAC or something like that, right?
We were in San Jose.
No, San Jose. Okay, yeah, because
Yeah.
I remember because it was Just Rock doing a workshop, and then we're like,
Yeah.
we need to make a promo. Let's make a video, and that's where it just clicked. It was like, oh, we saw the handicap sign, not against handicap people, but then we just like, oh, those threads. Let's make fun of threads. So that's where
Right.
I started going off, and then like me and Profo was like, all right, we started coming up with ideas, and it worked.
Yeah.
And then, but
Yeah.
the thing
Yeah.
is, it's just a joke. It's you
Yeah.
can do threads.
Yeah.
Don't be sitting down when you do it, but I'm like, you could do threads.
Right. Yeah. I
Everyone
mean,
thinks
that,
everyone's taking it a little too serious, but it's like, hey, we're
yeah,
all
it's
just
a
having fun
joke.
and games here.
We're
It's just a
as
joke.
you young kids would say, we're trolling.
Oh,
we
my
we were
bad.
trolling. And like, yeah, I mean, it went off because people reacted to it, right? Like, if we're really on this Gen Z, like that's what we kind of wanted. We was like any reaction, like if we're Johnny Somali, like let's be Johnny Somali all the way. You know
Oh
what
no!
Oh,
Oh no!
whoa, okay.
I'm saying? I know about the young stuff, but yeah. You know what I'm saying? But that's like clout for anything, right? Like, but because it was just there. We were bored. We knew we had to like we knew we had to kind of do something just cause like, hey, let's just do it, whatever. And then we just ran with it, right? It became a running joke. But the problem is people think that it's serious. Like,
Yeah.
okay, like that's a problem. Like people don't get that is it's a joke. Like it's meant to like kind of trigger you, especially if you don't know footwork. But that's okay. Like, you know, if you want to enter the competition, enter the competition. You know what I'm saying? Where is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not here.
You don't like my threads, bro?
Yeah, I don't like your thread. I don't like your face.
Divine was a third member of the first generation of gamblers. All right, Divine. Relax.
Right here. Boom. You better be. Is he Korean? He better be Korean.
He probably 1/8.
He got kicked out because he knocked out N's girl.
So that's how it started. But I don't want to show that video, but like let's react to before we start kind of going on what we think is footwork, let's react to I don't know. Let's react to I want to show a clip of the Seven to Smoke footwork from 2019. Because it was the year after. And that's the thing, like that event was really last minute, in my opinion. Yeah, like we had a smaller venue. It was still City Dance. Shout out to City Dance. It was the smaller venue in City Dance, the brand City Dance. And I didn't really promote it, but then Ray Guns came in and was like, Yo, whoever wins this, the 1-on-1, I'll put them in Temple Rock. Like they'll get a spot in Temple Rock. And then we were like, let's do a seven to smoke footwork because the year before, we did the 1-on-1 footwork, but then we did a seven to smoke breaking. And Morris ended up, and the winner went to Radical Force. That was the prize, right? So Morris won that. He went to Radical Force, and then the next year is like, let's do Temple Rock for the 1-on-1, but the one instead of the 1-on-1 being a seven to smoke, let's make that a regular, breaking battle, but let's make the footwork seven to smoke. So I'm just gonna show a highlight, a little bit of that seven to smoke. Where is it? Yeah, here, right here. Okay. Right here. We're gonna show a little bit of it. Boom.
Alright? Nice. The T-Dot in the house. What? T-Girl's house. Yeah. All right.
Oh, okay. What happened to that guy?
3, 2, 1. Survive. Up next, Tombo. Portland, Oregon, Hubert, B-Boys. Yeah.
Okay. So shout out to Tombo. That guy was in the finals of Massive this year too. He battled Jay in the finals.
Oh, he did good.
Yeah. And then Jay won. He's the first one to get 2 rings. Shout out to Jay. I'm saying. But we had right there, we had Joe K, who was from Koreatown in LA. He doesn't break no more, but he was dope. And then of course we had Tafaya. Who eventually became our crew.
He was on fire.
Dude, that was correct. Yeah, I was like, wow. He was on point that day too. Like Seven Smoke, he was like that was like almost every round. He was like on point like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was.
So let's get so okay, we saw like Dino was a little bit more traditional, right? He had a little bit more traditional steps. Now to Fire. What do y'all think of Tafaya? He was very different from Dino. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think his traditional style from Canada was showing a lot.
Yeah.
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 But he didn't do any threads like that. So I
He
appreciate
did
it.
Spider-Man footwork, right? He did
Yeah.
half spiders and stuff like that. Shout
It
out
was some
to
thread. Couple threads.
Gizmo. Shout out to Mr. Wiggles for Spider-Man footwork.
The second guy that came out, what was his name?
Joe
Tombo?
K.
Oh, Joe K.
Oh, there was Tombo, right?
Yeah.
And then Joe K. Joe K was from Koreatown in LA. He was like up and coming for a little bit. Like
Wait,
but
that was
then he
Joe
stopped
K?
breaking. Yeah, that was Joe K.
That was Joe? What
Yeah.
happened to Joe?
I don't know.
Oh, man. Oh, man. That's a
I
head
don't know.
scratcher, right?
Yeah,
he was
dope.
good.
He was like all y'all, like you, Rith, you, RTA, like Dino, Tafaya, Joe K, Dibs, Ghost. Y'all were the ones that were kind of like coming up and like representing that footwork. You know what I'm saying? And then like so, it's kind of cool to see Tombo still at it, like still repping footwork and stuff like that. So
I feel style evolved a lot substantially after
Yeah.
yeah.
that.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. So I feel like that was like the height, right? Like when people started to come into their own in footwork, and then all of a sudden the pandemic happened, and then you had like half of the community just stop, right? So most of these kids that are coming up, like think about it, Weapon X wasn't like a competitor like that prior to the pandemic, and then after the pandemic, like he was just like, I'm here, right? Now he's the average age of a competitive b-boy.
it was a Thanos snap, that
Yeah.
pandemic that was,
Yeah.
because like you said, half of the population just vanished.
Yeah. And I felt like a lot of people that stuck with it, their craft evolved. But then if you didn't stick with it, like you were like you're done. And that's like, let alone if you're doing footwork, right? Because there was like kind of no footwork competitions. After the pandemic, there was not really footwork competitions like
They
that,
just
right?
No, during the
they were just
pandemic,
starting up
you
one
did
on
it
one.
online.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But that's online. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah, but
mean?
hosted
that
by
was
him.
different.
Huh?
I said they were hosted by you.
Yeah. Because
Yeah,
like there's nothing going on. Like, all right, let's have a online footwork battle.
I was in my
but
And
I think there was
doing
another one like
that.
what, Battle Wire or something like that.
mm, I
They
didn't
were
see
doing
it.
things online during the pandemic too.
But so I think that's when I think a shift happened, right? Was that everyone that was kind of 18, now they're 21, 22, 23. But now like the game's changed, right? Like, like the requirements. I felt like if the pandemic didn't happen, I think footwork would have been pushed forward a little bit more defined. I think that stopped a lot of people to develop it. And, you're watching, if you're young and all you're doing is watching YouTube, and you're watching a certain style, then that becomes the style, right?
I mean,
So,
I
uh-huh.
I said,
I
I
mean,
mean, I guess.
I mean, you
Yeah.
had, before that, no one did a Halo in a forward battle.
Oh, shout out to my crew member Native. He did that at Concrete All Stars anniversary in their footwork battle.
Yeah.
He
So
did
that's what I'm saying. Like, we saw a lot of like, a- after the pandemic, we saw a lot of like kind of like front flips,
Yeah,
halos. I
back
think we
rocks.
got back rocks.
Don't get me
So okay, let's talk about it now. Let's talk about it. You know, what I
don't get
mean,
me started with that.
I think that's a hot topic right now.
Breeze is upset about it.
What?
Started with back rocks, man.
All right. Well,
To this day.
so let's talk about. I'm gonna highlight this. It's gonna be part of like I'm gonna clip this, right? I'm gonna clip it. Um, what do you guys think? So okay, so there's elders in the scene that believe that, and it's more than one. Like I've talked to them. I'm not gonna say any names, but there's more than one that consider back rock footwork, right? Like, what do y'all think about that?
Hold
Nah,
that thought. Let Riff talk
I'm just
first.
saying straight up, nah.
Why is that? Why is that?
Go back rock.
An elder says, an elder's saying this. Like, this is like, some from the 90s and some from straight up the 80s and late 70s.
If you think about it, it evolves, right? So things evolve.
Okay.
Or let's say basketball, for example, certain
Mhm.
moves now are it's a euro step, it's a back step, and back then we would have like, yo, that's a travel. But then nowadays it's not.
Oh,
Things have
really?
evolved and changed. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
just
I don't play
that's
basketball,
just
but there's such
yeah,
thing
but
as
I'm
that.
just putting a reference like
Right, right.
if sports change, same thing with breaking. It's gonna change, evolve, and then even now you'll see it today is like some people will do what they want to do for forward, but then they realize, oh, I got to get foundational stuff for forward
Hmm.
in order to evolve it more.
Right.
And they people starting to realize like, hey, back rocks is kind of not footwork. Sorry for the old heads, but things evolve over time.
Ooh, okay. Okay. All right. How about you, Breeze?
No, no. Flag on the play, my boy.
Damn.
Flag on the play.
All right,
Full
we heard our RTA. Let's hear you. Let's hear
Your
breathe.
shoulders, if your shoulders and your ass and your back is on the floor, it is not footwork. I'm sorry. I just gotta say that. Like that doesn't make sense. I'm not gonna just sit here and do a 6-step, and then from the 6-step, I'm gonna just lay on the ground and I'm gonna just do feces on the ground. No, like no, it's not. No, and it just breaks the flow of your whole footwork round. Like footwork is supposed to flow in and out of each other. It's supposed to be intricate. You going on your back is breaking that intricacy and that flow, and it's just creating turmoil in the rest of your round. It creates a moment where people go, if I'm judging and I'm looking at that, I'm like, what? What's going on? Like, why did you do that? There's a disconnect right now. So like for me, no, no, no. No. That's it.
Word. I mean, okay, so I'm kind of with. I'm going to give a like quick history of how this really started. If we really want to be real, um, Mighty Four 2003. I'm not going to say who was in the finals. You could look it up. You can look it up. Someone does an elbow spin and wins the footwork battle, and the other person
That was
is
familiar.
yeah.
Says
The other person did straight up traditional step footwork, like steps that are real traditional. Like we're talking no Euro sweeps, nothing. It was just freaking just steps. And this was the older gentleman, and that started the debate. I think we wanted to define what it was because how could this guy do an elbow spin yet win a forward battle, right? And I think that's when it started. And this is like 22 years ago now. At this point, it's 22 years ago, and I think from there we tried to define it. And I think it was kind of getting close. And mind you, that was like the only one of the only forward battles around 22 years ago, right? At Mighty Four. Then you had the second big one was Massive Monkeys, which is 2005. I think they were more on the tip of like, don't go on your back. I think they allowed like sitting on your butt maybe, but it was definitely no getting going on your back or something like that. And then after that, it was like, oh wait, let me stop. IBE did their forward. That was the biggest one, right? So there was Mighty Four, then there was IBE. I think there was no on your back there. I need to ask Focus. But I think that's like the first big one, international one, was like that forward battle. After that, I think, it started to kind of happen. I know I did one in 2007 in UK champs. They had a pre-party with a forward battle. And it was a 7 to smoke, and the guy I was battling, his shoe flew off, but he still won his round. So all right. I think the next phase of it was Outbreak. Outbreak was the other forward battle that kind of came in and just kind of like, all right, this is a movement now. This is a real movement. And I think Max 2 was like, don't go on your back. I think he was like, don't go on your back. Let's just do steps, right? So like you guys saying about the evolution of not going on your back for competition, right? I mean, for me, it's like I like the limitation because it forces your creativity, right? It forces your creativity. Like if I'm limited where I can't go on my back, can't go on my butt, how am I gonna like create these concepts? And again, what you guys said, you still have to have a foundation of footwork. I think that's the main thing. You guys are way younger than me, so why do you think kids aren't interested in the foundation of footwork?
because they want to flare, bro. They want to do all the power moves.
But I mean, no one said you can't do flares, like, but not in forward battle. But like,
why do you think they don't do footwork
Yeah.
traditionally?
yeah, yeah,
wanna
yeah,
show
yeah.
off.
Like, because they'll do threads, they'll do like, they'll do like I mean, the hottest crew right now is like Style Invaders, right? Like they do flow, they flow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They have dope flow, and I'm sure if they were like isolated to do footwork, it's not like their footwork is trash. Their footwork's probably going to be good.
But it's the perspective from which people view these people. Like they see Style Invaders on YouTube and they see their footwork and they're like, "Oh, that's footwork." Where in reality, you're not seeing their concepts and like how they're coming up with their stuff. In reality, you're watching it and you're going, "Oh, so I'm gonna just copy them." And majority of the time, when they seeing them in battles doing stuff, some of the stuff that they're doing is filler. It's just
Mm.
filler to get to the next stuff. So then that becomes their foundation. Filler moves becomes their foundation.
Ooh. What do you think about that, RTA? Filler move is their foundation.
There is Breeze is right though. Like there is a thing where there's a limitation of like you can see where they come up with their own style, their own flavor. It's dumb, right? But
Mhm.
when it comes down to is like you got to think about footwork, right? You got to master the foundation in order to evolve yourself or even to make your own flow, your own style. You
Mhm.
you can mimic someone else's flow, someone's footwork, but in the end, you still have to learn how to twist it to make it your own. Like you own it. You know, you could do a six step, but then okay, let me change it up. Let me do like atomic six step, or let me try to do a different type of six steps. Like there's different varieties of six steps. I was going with through this with Tafaya. Is like he didn't like the zero position. Then he switched it up. It's like, oh, let me keep switching it to a different six step. And I was like, oh, that's pretty dope. It's still six step, but now
Mhm.
each point is different. So it's just more like making your own. You could bite someone, not all the time, but like
Who's the
biting is
fighting
no,
in
no,
their
no, no, no,
fire?
no, no, no. Biting is a no, no. But I'm just saying, like, all right, I'm gonna teach a kid a six step. He's gonna bite my six step. Cool, is but I'm teaching them. But then it goes down to take it and then really evolve it to be comfortable in it. Versus
Word.
like, all right, we do someone from Style Invaders and do their footwork, but then it's like I'm gonna do the same thing what they're doing. Like, no, change it up a bit, make it your own. Don't look like you're a YouTube b-boy.
I mean,
And
that's hard to. That's kind of, but I mean, that's everyone. I mean, but can you? Okay, can you blame anyone? Like, if
I
you're
will say
stuck.
this. I will say this. We're living in an era where there are no OG teachers, or
Okay.
there's not enough OG teachers in certain areas to get the good word and the good gospel spread around properly.
Mm.
So you have a whole bunch of people coming out just viewing from the internet and trying to put what they see on the internet to their articular style. And that's when it becomes misconstrued. I remember growing up, shout out to my teacher, Joe Sun from Concrete All Stars in
Shout out to
Illinois.
Joe.
He used to drill, he used to have me, Box One, and a few other of my homies every day in our summer camp. Drill once, 1 through 12 step, both ways for 3 hours, like nonstop. I have it embedded in my head how to do it now. Like the muscle memory is there, and that's another thing. Muscle memory. Not that many people have muscle memory. They have memory of their moves, but they don't have that muscle memory to be like, oh, I ran out of stuff. I don't know what to do in a frantic moment. Like when you were explaining to like how breaking is supposed to be. Like you're supposed to get to that point of like uh stress on your body, so that way you can figure out like
Hmm.
how to operate in that level. And
Right.
I feel like that level of discipline that Joe gave us helped us in the long run throughout our career as far as like in footwork.
Yeah, I hear it. Let's watch a video that we made in Toronto where we talked about the different styles of footwork out there. And the art, and also, how about this? Let me get more specific. Our interpretation of foundational movements, and then the flip of that. So here we go. All right. Got some
Hey,
flack over that. We got some flack for that.
on his stomach.
Yo, we got some flack for that. But I
Yeah.
mean, we were clear. Like, okay, so for me, um,
What
I'll tell you,
necessary flack did we get, Profo, for that?
how can you say that's not footwork enough?
Clearly, laying on my stomach and rolling around ain't footwork. Like, that's not a move.
But it's a transition.
Hey,
So
yo,
that's what I guess. Okay, that's what a lot of people are gonna say. But I transitioned. I didn't stay there. I transitioned from my stomach, from my butt.
Ugh.
I'm just
Nah.
giving pushback. I'm just saying what the internet's saying. But there's transition. It's a transition.
my gosh, bro. We got to start doing Q&As every jam.
I mean, that's why we're doing this, right? Because that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing that I think, like everyone's talking about, like what's footwork, what's footwork, what's footwork. And to be honest, like it depends on the judge. It depends on the
Yeah.
judge. Like, am I going to agree with the two people that have? Okay, like I said, I'm not going to name any names. There's two people I really respect in breaking that say that back rock is footwork. I disagree with them. One's younger than me. One's way older than me. But like, I'm like with Rith. I like how Rith stated was like, for competition, it should evolve. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like I'll do a top rock and then I'm going to do footwork. You know what I'm saying? I like what New Birth did was like tops and drops. Okay,
Yeah.
you have to top rock. The top rock will count with the drops of footwork. Dope. It's clear. Right?
And that's dope.
Like,
That's
I'll be honest, like I knew when Make History did that last year that I was gonna get far because I know half of the B-boys can't dance. But they had good footwork, so I took advantage.
and honestly, like that can open up doors. That competition itself, like that can
Yeah,
give people opportunities across the world to be able to like showcase their
yeah,
stuff. You don't have to, have a 2000, or you don't have to like have the greatest footwork. But if you're able to have footwork and top rock,
yeah,
there's a possibility you can actually get far. Like,
yeah. I won. I
Yeah.
won. I won the tops and bottoms over at New Birth 2018 because I knew, and I went against Complex, and I knew like Complex has freaking intricate footwork. I'm gonna dance all over his ass because I knew that like that was my advantage, right? Like I could get Complex too, but I was like, no, I'm gonna triple down on something that I know that I'm gonna show what he might not be strong at, and that's the whole point of competition, right? Like, so I mean, more power to you if you throw a footwork battle and you allow like on your stomach, baby freezes, and back rock, y'all better state that shit first. I think that's another thing, right? Like, should we have to state what we're looking for?
I believe like it depends on the situation. Like how we do it with the cruise qualifiers and the anniversary, I feel like that's dope. Um, not all jams are gonna be like the same way, but like I definitely do feel like it needs to be said beforehand. Like,
Yeah. So
Yeah.
okay, let me
I
ask a
agree.
question. Do you think the promoters control that? Do you think if the promoter is like, let's say we get an OG and he's like, I allow battle rock. Well, I don't want it. Should the judge go by the promoter?
yeah, it's because that's the money.
No
That's the money.
I
matter
don't
how
know.
OG this guy is. Let's say he's OG,
I
OG.
blame, well,
Wrong
I would have to
70
blame the
still
promoter.
active.
If
Huh?
he's OG, then at the end of the day, the promoter can just get another judge that I agree with.
Ooh. So don't even hire him? He should ask
So
these questions.
yeah,
I think that's
these are
fair, right?
things that promoters should do though. Like
Yeah.
honestly, I don't know if
Ooh.
that.
I have my
Okay,
own take on the judging.
so we're talking about that. So would you guys rather have a footwork standard or what we're talking about right now? Kind of like jam by jam, as long as they announce it.
I think there's both.
Yeah, I think in this world, both can exist.
So you think
Like
there
there
should
has to
be like
be,
somewhat of a standard?
yeah, there needs to
Yeah.
be a standard across the board, worldwide, and
Or if they're like back rock?
then you got to say that before the jam start, like, cause like
Well, what about the
you got
standard
to
though?
specify. There needs to be like specifics in like footwork battle, and then in little letters, this is what we're looking for.
Oh,
Like,
so even before the freaking like the jam, like
yeah,
have it
yeah,
on the
like
flyer.
in the fire,
Yeah,
so
you can do
people
like do's
have
and
it in
don'ts.
their head because people don't even be thinking anymore nowadays. They got to be
Nah.
told what to what to
Well,
think
that
about.
B boys and B girls definitely don't read. Trust me. I'll have a conversation like this for 3 hours. I make a 90-second clip and it'd be like, what this? I'm like, did you watch the whole thing or you're just watching the clip?
They're gonna hit
That's
us
a
up at the day of the jam. What time does the battle start?
yep,
Can we sign up now?
yep,
Stuff like that.
I
Don't
remember,
matter. It's always like that.
yeah, I
yep,
remember
yep.
for years he kept on posting on the Facebook event pages. Yo, when does prelim start? The jam been over 4 days ago.
Yeah, I just
But
yeah, I
we
mean,
should
yeah,
have a
go ahead.
standard. So we should have a standard. Like the judges have a standard of what they want, or even then the promoter beforehand should have an idea of what standard they want to go for. Based off of what their standard, go to what kind of judge you want, and then it goes from there. Because then again, your jam could be the one that could set the bar of what footwork can be. And
Mm.
then while you're there, you could make a post about it and saying, "Hey, this is what we're gonna look for," but then also have the judges on the day of and on the mic explaining what you want. What do you want to do? What is allowed you to do? Do you want to do back rocks? Okay, if the judge says it and he allows it, you might get that one vote, but the other two might not vote for you just because of that. So it
Mm.
really there's a
Okay.
standard on the promoter too of like, hey, how level
So
do you
so it
want to
comes so
be?
you guys saying it comes down to the promoter. Like the promoter needs to be clear.
What I was saying earlier to you,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, 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 yeah. That's
All
and
the
that's
time.
why I wanted to lead to this. Okay, so let's talk about jams, right? Let's talk about jams. Like this was about let's promote our jam, but I'm like, nah, let's talk shit about jams. Let's talk about this is our jam, right? This is our jam.
Mm-hmm.
Remember,
Yeah,
June 14th, June
I ain't
13th,
judging
June
this time, so
14th.
y'all happy.
Hey, nah, he lying. He judging prelims, y'all.
But okay, so here's the thing, right? So here's the thing. So, okay. So what can promoters do? Because Breeze, we did talk about this in backstage, and I was like, ooh, I think we should be talking about this online, you know what I mean, on the stream. And we haven't. And I'm gonna get the chat involved too. I want to know what y'all think. Shout out to Rick the Ruler, shout out to Yarda Boy, your Rad Boy, shout out to Lynx, shout out to Pufflo. I'm gonna do, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna shout out the jams that we like. Let's pick our, and I'm gonna pull up their flyers, give them free promo. Our favorite jams of the U.S. And then they have to come pay for art. But anyway, so that's the thing. Like,
Wait, footwork
huh?
only?
No,
Footwork
no, just
only?
jams. Like favorite jams in America.
Okay.
Favorite jam, and I'll pull it up, give them a shout. I think it's fair, right? I think it's fair because here's the other thing. Like, we're only relied on now that like no one's on Facebook, right? We kind of you got used to like Facebook event pages. That's gone. So right now it's a scatter fest for promotion. So let's give a shout out to the jams that deserve a shout out. With or without sponsorship. I did one on live. I did without sponsorship. With or without sponsorship, we should give them a shout. Um, we're getting super deep. We're not even talking about our jam. But you know what? Let this be a learning moment, an educational moment. What promoters could do better. All right, so let's go down. What's the first flaw that you see promoters do when they throw an event? A breaking event, specifically breaking. We'll
I'm
go
gonna say
brief
it
first.
again. I'm gonna say it again from what we said on the in backstage. There is a disconnect between promoters now, between the judges, and between the scene itself. There's a three.
Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot. Would you agree? Like before we continue, Riz, would you agree with that?
There is a disconnect. Yes, I
Okay,
agree.
so let's go. Let's
There's
go.
someone
Let's
here
tackle this one.
in
You know
my
what? I
area
got
that does
time.
that.
Let's tackle this one by one. Let's talk about let's talk about promoters first. Why do you feel like promoters are disconnected?
I feel like it's from what I said earlier. These it's three different kinds of promoters that are messing shit up right now. Oh,
Okay.
I need to curse. My bad.
No, curse. I don't care.
All right. There's the ones that aren't connected to the scene at all, that are just hopping in with funding.
Mhm.
There are ones that are just fanboying over their certain type of favorite b-boy, b-girl, and there's the one that I forgot what was the third one that
Mm.
I said. Let's just work on those two right there.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So the
Would you
ones
agree
that
with that though, Rith? Would you agree with that?
There is a disconnect. Yeah,
What you think
there's a
there's like a
disconnect with
fanboy? Let's start with
promoting
the
right now.
fanboy. What are you talking about, fanboy promoters? What's that? So let's talk about that. This is new
uh
to me. Like, what do you mean fanboy promoter?
Which college gym are you talking about?
No! Oh! Oh! Oh!
Hmm.
you almost got me
I'm
there.
gonna be straight up. I'll call it out. I
Damn!
don't care.
Me there. No, I just feel as though that
What do you
year
mean by that?
after
Okay, so let's give a scenario. So they fly what their favorite b boy, b girl out. Then what? They're fanboy. Like, oh my god, they're so dope. Now what?
and they fly them out again, and then they fly them out again. Like there isn't a plethora of other artists that are in America right now that deserves
I mean, we fly the same people out again and again. What's wrong with that?
who we fly out.
We fly out bounce all the time.
That's Bounce, man. He barely even do it. He barely even does anything. Like let me what's the example?
What? I mean, you can't count that as. So I'm gonna push back, bro. I'm gonna push back. Okay, I'm gonna push
Hold
back.
on.
Just what? No one can create good relationships with people. Like they can't just
If
hire
you're
them over and
flying
over
out,
again.
I'm used this b-boy because he hasn't existed in over 10 years. If you're flying out Jumanji
Who?
from Floor Obsessions,
Oh,
yeah,
wait,
exactly. You
where?
know,
To where? To where?
to judge an event, no matter
Okay.
where it is, if you're flying them out over and over just to see him do these hopping back spins, like, bro, there's plenty of other dancers in the East Coast that deserves a spot at that. I'm not saying me, no. I'm
Okay.
saying there's plenty of other people
Well,
that
what
deserve
about what I said about the relationship? He built a good relationship with them. Like, then what?
that. Come on, man.
Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Real quick. Dun, 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 dun.
Hey,
I got Kobe. What
yeah,
up,
What's
there
good,
Kobe?
you
Hey,
dog?
go.
We're talking about events. We're talking about fanboy promoters. Do you think there's such thing as fanboy promoters?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm like, dude, what
Thank
you guys
you.
talking about?
Thank
Oh yeah. I mean, is this like a free form chat? Like,
Yeah,
I
well,
mean,
we
can
are
we
only
not? I mean,
talking. Everyone else
even
can shut
even
the
cross
hell up.
one, even cross one was a fanboy promoter at some point. Like, come on now, like,
What
yeah,
do you
man.
mean by that?
Certain people always go to freestyle session.
You mean like getting flown out?
Yeah.
All right. So my whole thing is I'm going to push back on y'all arguments, right? Okay, so let's say he keeps flying out 01. Is that bad? That's a relationship. He's a good judge.
Yeah. I
I'm not
mean,
saying
that's fair, but like,
But you're not. But you guys aren't talking about someone like a Po One.
no.
nah, let me see, like somebody
no.
like a
Okay,
who's always judging.
Po One.
Yeah,
All
Poe
right.
was
If I
always
see the
judging.
same judge at the event for 10 years and that's not on a level of like pole one,
Okay. All right.
Like a
that
Word.
pioneer.
that's my
Okay.
issue.
Word.
Like
Okay.
if
Close
you're
that.
Okay.
like
Okay.
senior
Close that,
wise
please.
like 5 years above me, like
Can I smoke
on
on
the
here?
scale breaking, and every the last 10 years I went to this jam and you've been one of the judges this entire time, it's time to get the seat up, bro. Like
Okay.
it's time to
Fair
get the
enough.
seat up. You got to give it up to because a whole tenure is what like one or two generations in breaking.
Yeah.
Damn near.
Yeah. So like we gotta mix up the we gotta diversify our bonds as Dave.
Okay, Rich, what about you? You agree?
I agree. There are times of freaking we need to change it up. There are times we got promoters getting the same judges, right? Or
Mm.
someone who's judging but hasn't been putting into the scene or interacting with the new generation,
Okay.
and like they're afraid to do
Okay.
that.
Okay.
But that's how you build. You build with the younger generation. You know, you
Each one,
respect the
teach
younger
one.
ones. But I notice with promoters, like, yo, I'm gonna get this guy because he's my homie. He's the
Mm.
OG of OG. People already know who he is. But then you bring him over, he goes out and just stays in the room, doesn't interact. But I'm like, all right, so what's the whole point of him? He's supposed to
Mm.
like, build a relationship with the younger generations. There are times where I've seen that happen where I'm just
Okay.
like, hey, these guys got you out here, but you're disrespecting by not ever showing face again.
Okay. All right.
So
And
What
like
was? Yeah. Go ahead. Keep going.
and it's like I'm not saying get a whole new like it has to be the newest kids on the block judging. No, that's absolutely false. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is though, like there has to be room to like add new people into the mix because the game has to change. And this is this is a always a young man's sport at the end of the day. Well, not just man. This is just a young person's sport at the end
Right.
of the day. Like there's always for the next generations, not for older people, for us. Even though we have, even though we're still here, I'm not saying that we're going anywhere, but this is always for the next generation. That's why I give big ups to anybody that's organizing events for
Yeah.
kids.
It ain't easy.
Like,
It ain't easy, and there's no money in it too. That's
yeah,
another thing. There's
yeah,
no money in promoting. Don't. Okay, that's the one thing. That's where I'm going to be like. Everyone's like, these guys are making 10 G's. Like, no, they are not. Like, they are not. They are not making no 10 G's. Right? Maybe back in the 2000s when you could sell DVDs. Yeah, you could. You're making 10 G's out of like 100 DVDs. Yeah, you can make money. 10
yeah.
bucks
Out of
each. Yeah,
duffel bag.
That's because I feel like you had tangible product though. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
The DVD was tangible product. You don't see
Back
nobody.
then. Yeah.
You don't see nobody going around trying to slang like USB chips. You know what I'm saying with their clips on it, which would be dope. Like trying to slang like
That's
USB
real.
with tutorials on it. You feel me? But
Yeah,
then it
so
was
that was
on
the whole
TV
thing.
shit.
Like back in the day, you could make a good 10 G's from a competition if it was hot and you sold the DVD. But now you making pennies on the dime and like for views, you're not making nothing. Especially if you put on a James Brown song. Forget that. They're not monetized. Like no
yeah.
one's making no money. You know what I'm saying? And from the event, the actual event, nah, they ain't making no money. $200 max. For 500 people, $200 for the promoter, $200 max.
200, that's a little high.
Damn, see. Breeze, what was the other thing about promoters? So you had fanboy promoters. What was the other one? In the
Uh,
chat, put in the chat if you guys are curious about promoting, because we're going to give you some game real quick.
What are the pros and cons of a fanboy promoters? There's that one.
Oh, there's that one. Well, let's go to Breeze first. Let's go to Breeze
All right,
first.
all right.
there's promoters that aren't from the scene at all that hop in,
Okay.
and then that becomes straight chaos because either they're just going for what they think is hot, or
Hmm.
there's a bunch of people in their ears like, yo, you need to get this person, this person, this person, and just keep it like that forever. Or it's just like it can it's a slippery slope at the end of the
Hmm.
day. What I'm saying.
So these people usually have the budget too, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, money.
They have the budget, but we're gonna get Special K from Breaking, and she's gonna judge the b-boy battle.
What is going on, man?
But she wasn't Breaking. What Turbo knows? Like, why can't she judge?
Oh my god.
Stuff like that, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Stuff
yeah,
like that, right?
yeah. It's just
So that's the disconnection. So you're talking about. So we're not talking about breaking promoters. These could be like club promoters that trying to like attract the breaking crowd,
Yeah, yeah.
and they'll put like a popper as a judge for the breaking.
And it's like, what's going on? Did you not like? Who are you? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. Is there still competitions where it's like crowd judging?
Dance Your Style just happened in Philadelphia,
I
and
mean, but
guess
that's
what?
different though. That's not
All
breaking.
yeah, all styles jams are. That's not my realm.
That's different, but I don't see that anymore now.
Okay, word. Okay, all right, cool,
It's
good
always
to know.
an actual judge, three judges.
No,
Okay,
actually, Wiz just told me there was a jam in New York that just happened.
it
That
was
he was.
breaking.
Yeah,
What, the
it was
Battle of the
break.
Boroughs?
No, it wasn't Battle of the Boroughs. This was like I want to say 2 Fridays ago. He got invited to do it. Right. This was
Uh-huh.
the weekend I won for the 3v3 with them. So it was
Word.
that the following Friday. The, he went up to New York and it was like the crowd judges and one dude brought all his friends.
That's the way you do it, though.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's the way you do it, though. Oh, the crowd judging? I'm inviting everyone I know.
That's crazy though. We're living in this time when there's money on the line. There's money on the line now.
I,
Come,
I mean, I wouldn't. I would do it for laughing, but I
yeah,
wouldn't. You know, what I mean? I wouldn't be serious about it because
yeah.
I know
We
what's up.
yeah. When there's $800 on the line and you gotta rely on the crowd, that's crazy.
And then shoot, I'm gonna post
That's
that on social media, tell everyone to go. I'll buy them drinks after. I'm doing the most, bro. I don't care.
Yeah, first round on me.
Only if we win. Only if we win, guys. And I would use this if we win, right? Like, ah! That's how I do it. See, I just gave you guys game. If you guys ever do a competition that's crowd judge, tell all your friends that you'll buy the first drink when we win. See, that's game.
make sure
That's
we
game.
yell.
See, I just hacked everyone. Like, if we win, you know what I'm saying? All right. So, okay. So we talked about two different promoters. You got one more, and then we're gonna move on to the next one. That's it.
Oh, the third one, I think it was strictly about money.
Okay. But that feels kind of like what I was talking about, right? Like the promoter that's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like, I have a club
yeah.
promoter. And
Yeah, yeah.
But Riff knows the one of the promoters that from up there that be getting over on B boys the last few years.
Mhm.
oof,
You know what I'm talking about? That
oof,
Yeah.
absolute skills.
oof.
The one
What
that
they
I
have,
just won.
Oh,
so they
I
have
have the
what?
trophy I won. It took me like a few months to get, but yeah, I mean, it worked out. Whatever.
It was, wait, what was it? So they have a lot of money, or they're just doing it for the money?
Not gonna throw names, but it's there. But with the way what
Wait,
we already said the jam name, but I don't know
yeah.
that this guy said it. I didn't say anything.
Okay, right.
I've never been
But
to it.
what it is though is like you could tell there's a disconnect with the promoters and the actual young scene. So we have Born to Get Down coming up this Saturday, right? This another
Plug, plug,
promoter,
plug. Born to get down. See,
shameless
yeah, go ahead.
plug, but he
Shameless plug.
also hit us up and they're like, "Hey, I'm throwing a jam too. He goes, I'm throwing a jam on March 31st. It's gonna be in Boston." I'm like, bro, we have our jam too. Do you not pay attention? What we've been promoting it since January or
Mm,
February, same time where we started promoting Floorgangz. So this is where the disconnect happens. He didn't even know
mm,
when I went to go pick when Izzy was here with Tafaya judging, right?
mhm,
I went to go get him. I went to the promoter's house to go get my trophy, which sucks. But he's like, "Oh, what's going on, man?" He's like, "Yeah, there's a jam tomorrow. With and yeah, I got some homies here that's out from out of state visiting." He goes, "There's a jam tomorrow?" I'm like, "Yeah. How'd you not know about it?" And then
mm.
he goes, "Oh, I have a jam that's in Connecticut too." And I'm like, "Bro, I know about that jam. I'm not going to that one. I'm going to more like being with the real. Like, are you not? You're being really disconnected from the young generation and you're a promoter, which is sad. Like, You've been in the scene. You've been around all
In
these
his
old times.
defense, like again, I'm gonna be devil's advocate, right? Um, is he out? Does he just not just promote breaking events?
No, he just does that. Really, he does something else on the side, but that's just what I've noticed. He does just mostly breaking events.
All
And
right.
here's
I
my
mean,
thing.
I've heard of stuff like that. I'm used to stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Here's my thing with a situation like that. For instead of a promoter, going, oh, your jam same day as mine. Is
mm,
there any way we could combine so that way nobody's feeling left out? No,
right, right,
I still want my money, so I'm
right,
going to whoever's going to come to my jam to come.
right, right. Okay, okay.
Like
So those,
there's no communication
It's
going
like,
on across the board with promoters as far as like when situations like that happen. Like,
mm,
oh, your jam is that day. Well, I'm still going to throw mine. It's like I don't know about you, dude. Like, it's may the
right,
best get the most people to come.
right,
Like,
yeah. All right. So we talked about promoters. Now, what was the other? Was it judges?
we already
Did we,
talked about too.
we talked about judges already?
I think we talked a little bit about it.
Is there anything else you want to add? Because that's what you said: promoters, judges, and the scene,
The
right?
scene. We talked about the scene kind of already
Now,
too.
now let's talk about the scene. That's what I wanted to save that for last.
Yeah,
As old man,
yeah.
what's okay? What's up with the scene? What's the thing? So we talked about promoters. They're not connected to the scene. There's some that are connected to the scene, and we said America, right? We're talking America because we want to be specific. What about the scene? What's it about the scene that no one's connected to, or the scene is not connected to the promoters or judges or whatever? Let's just talk about the scene.
like
I
as far
feel
as
like
breaking,
Hmm?
yeah.
like as far as like breaking,
Hmm? Yes.
break.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Um,
Thank you.
I don't know, man. I feel like it's a lot more of all the styles, like the clubs and everything, and like when you break, it's like I don't know.
You breaking up.
Yeah, you're breaking up. Oh, damn.
He's breaking
Gone.
up. He's gone.
All right. We'll wait for Kobe to come back. Um, let's talk about the scene. I want to hear Breeze's take on it because I got a lot to say about the scene. But so,
I feel like the scene right now is just
Oh, there's
coming
also I
from
didn't watch.
post pandemic.
I don't I'm watching it. Hello.
yeah,
Yeah, you broke
Yeah,
up on
bro.
it.
yeah, he was gone.
Let some light in there, man.
Oh, he's gone now.
Uh,
He's fully
Oh,
gone now. All right, go ahead, Breeze. I'll bring him back when he can. When I
I,
can.
I feel like as far as the scene right now, it's like post pandemic.
Mhm.
I just feel like everybody's worried about everything else that which is a good and a bad thing, and not worried about actually getting good at the dance.
Mm. You mean wait? You mean breaking or dancing?
Mm, that's a two-parter now. We just
Yeah,
down to two
we
parts.
got Day Day Japan in the house.
Hey, Day Day,
oh,
what up?
Japan Floorgangz. What I tell you, we're worldwide, baby. We're worldwide.
day.
He's not saying anything.
All I see was the G.
All right, keep going, Breeze. Keep going. You're cooking. You're cooking. You're cooking.
So I felt like what I was saying. What was I saying?
You were saying I want to mute you a little bit, Kobe. Just wave when you want to say something. Go ahead, Breeze.
I felt like I felt like post pandemic everybody's worried about everything else besides the actual dance. And what I mean by the dance, you could break that into two parts: the actual dance and actual how to break.
Okay. Let's start. Let's stick with breaking right now. Let's just talk about breaking.
All right, so let's say when I mean dance, I mean breaking. Like
Mhm.
everybody post pandemic was worried about, making sure there was a whole bunch of things that were going on in the scene. Like there was a bunch of allegations, a bunch of other stuff was going on.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, we're going there.
yeah.
Okay.
Been a whole bunch of stuff about like having safe spaces and everything, which is dope. It's dope. I'm
Okay.
all
With you
for it.
so far.
But then, what happens when the talking and the skills don't add up?
Wait, what?
What I mean by that is like, yes, we do. We're supposed to make sure that we have a safe space for everyone. Everybody's supposed to feel comfortable in our own skin. But this also evolved into like a tribalistic type of like vibe, whereas though you always gotta be peace and love and kumbaya, and hip hop was never peace, love, kumbaya.
Okay. Word.
And I feel like with that new generation coming in and changing things, it kind of like made them fight for that and less worry about their skill levels. And that's why performance wise in the US we're lacking as far as like everybody needs to be on a certain level. Because you go to Europe and like
Oh,
even your year ones
forget about it.
your year ones through year sixes are stomping anybody from like years like 8 or 9 over here right now.
Right.
Like you take anybody from Brazil and bring them to America, they're running through everybody.
So you think it was like the political thing was kind of slowing our skill level?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely.
damn. All right, Kobe. Well, I'm gonna put up your mic. Let's see. What do you think? Wait, how do I turn on your mic again? There it is. Okay, Kobe. What do you think? You think the politics is increasing the skill level in the scene? Kobe. Wait, your mic's not on? Hold on. I thought I just turned it on.
It's because he in the dark, man.
Wait. Oh, you're muted, Kobe. Turn on your mic.
Dang, Day left too.
Yeah. He was at work. He was at
Said
work.
he
Oh,
was at work.
Yeah. All right. Kobe, turn on your mic. Let's see. Can I turn on your mic? Oh, there you go. Can you talk?
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Oh, there you go. There you go. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
What do
totally
you
agree
think?
with
What do you
Reese.
think? You think the politics?
I only got darker because I moved to the front room because one of the kids went on the walk and I'm watching the other one. But that's
Right.
neither here nor there. No, I totally agree. The politics definitely over here in America like is whack. So like you see, it's like a lot, like you said, a lot of the tribalism, a lot of the us versus them, and then that
Mm,
that even taps over into sometimes the promoters. It seem like because it'd be like
mm,
they gonna want their jam to pop so that if they fly talent out, they gonna only fly talent out to beat everybody. Like it's not like we're gonna fly somebody out, have them give them an exhibition battle instead of having them run through a jam. You feel me? And it's like, well, that's kind of like political. You feel me? I don't know what it's like overseas because I ain't left with you. Feel me? I just
mm,
from what I see on the internet, it's like a lot of like the same homies helping homies. And I guess that's what a
mm.
lot of people get into it, the promoting thing for. You want to put
Yeah.
on, I guess, for your
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I
Rich,
don't
what
know,
about
man.
you?
I do feel you. It does hinder the skill level because it makes people break a certain way. And it's
Mm,
like, bro, like, what I'm saying? Instead of fully viewing yourself, you're like getting ready for a competition with the mindset of like, I'm getting ready for a competition. It's like, nah, bro, you're supposed to be like, you feel me, expressing yourself, doing your thing. Like,
mm.
niggas is ready to get ready for the competition because they got to break a certain way because they think they going to win. Get
Okay.
there and don't make it past
All right.
prelims.
Yeah, it's real. It's real.
It's a long
Riz,
car
what do
ride
you?
Yeah.
home, bro. Or back to the
Yeah.
hotel. When you just got to kick it after, when you just got to kick it after the whole rest of the jam after prelims, you just got to kick it. That's cold.
Yeah.
Riz, what do you think? You
Uh,
think what you agree with what Bree said? Riz,
yeah.
I'm just kidding.
There's a disconnect, man, with the there's always there's always a disconnect of like how you should be dancing or how you want to dance,
Mhm,
right? The scene is always gonna argue gotta freestyle this way or competition wise or your mindset's just straight competition. I gotta dance this way. And you got to be careful what you're doing now because you can't dance a certain way in another category or vice versa because people will be like, no, you can't do that. You're not allowed to do this or that. So it's like it's. I disagree. That's all.
So okay, all right. So okay, so what else about the scene? So I mean, I'm surprised that I feel like this is the first time I'm hearing like the political, the outcome of whatever happened like with the Me Too movement affected the breaking scene. Like,
I'm not necessarily saying just like the Me Too movement. I'm saying political in general. Like people's like, oh, are you a Republican or are you a Democrat? Like everything, like
mm,
political
And even when in the
has
sense too like
entered
that too. Yeah, I feel that.
has entered a space where none of that shit mattered. Like
right.
it was, are you good or not? Like male or female or breaker in general, are you good or not? Like show your skill on the floor instead of talking.
Just
Okay, so
become
you're
too
talking about
inclusive.
online shit then. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. I mean, you're talking to the guy that always has someone is always commenting something. It's either someone really young or someone really old, and I'm like, you guys are both wrong. I'm not afraid to say it's like y'all are coming from a limited perspective. So what else about the scene? Because for me, all right, now I'll go on my rant. As far as the scene, like what you're talking about,
Damn.
I think it's okay. Like I don't think it's like how raw do I really want it? You know what I'm saying? Like, do I want it really, really raw, or we're still like, all right, I got my, lick in the bag, and we're gonna go. Like, if we're talking '80s raw, like we're gonna go stick up
I don't
kids.
even
Like,
want to talk about that because I've experienced that myself. All
I'm
right.
saying
That
though,
didn't disappear.
I'm saying though,
That part didn't
I feel a
disappear.
lot safer now. Like, I'm not mad at it. Like, okay, this is what's different. We're gonna see a insurge of dance parents, like soccer moms. We're gonna see that. Like, we're starting to see it, and we're gonna like that changes the event.
That changed the event
That
substantially
changes
because
the event because now we have 10-year-olds and 5-year-olds, and like these parents are tailgating outside of events. We can't
and here's
necessarily be the same way we were because we're b-boys. Like, we can't be like that, right?
I'm not saying that though. Like yes, you have to present yourself correctly.
Because that's
You know,
kumbaya, isn't it? Isn't that kumbaya?
I don't think so. I don't think
What do you
so.
okay? What do you think about kumbaya then? Like,
It's peace and love, bro. But then we in the battle. You sitting here cursing me out, and like
oh,
battle
okay,
over. It's like peace and love, bro. Like no, I was with
oh, all right, I
like
feel you.
I
Like,
Okay,
I heard
respect
what you said.
like we're
okay,
at the end of the day, we're rolling on the floor. It ain't that serious.
got
So like
it. Okay,
like
Facts.
when you're faking the funk, that's what I mean.
okay,
Faking the funk, that's when it's gonna be issues. Like
okay. Because I was like, what do you mean kumbaya, man? I like the tailgating parties. I like having a beer with like
all
the
the
dads
passive
and the you know
aggressive,
what I mean? Like,
yeah, all the passive aggressive like narcissistic
got it. Okay,
emotional BS that a bunch of e-boys be on the internet talking and then
okay,
come to the jam and then have nothing to say to you. Like it'd be crazy.
okay. What do you think about that, Riff? That shit is real? Is that real? I mean, I know it's real. I know it's real.
Real.
I'm
We
just saying, like,
experienced it, remember?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, well, whose fault is that? I mean, I'm gonna look at this guy right here. Like, whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? Like, well, I mean, okay, so this is what I'm saying. Like,
Wouldn't blame you. I
not
would blame
well, okay, my generation. I would say my generation,
Damn.
like my generation, not necessarily me, but we say all this like it was harder back then and da 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 da. I go, yeah, there used to be stick up kids. If you like really 100, 1979, most of these b boys now was on drugs, on some other crazy stuff, right? That was the 80s,
That's true.
right? If
That's
we
true.
go to the 90s, okay, let's talk. Let's really talk. Like, okay, I'm gonna say like I'm gonna make people question their existence right now. Let's talk about the 90s. So you're talking about the guys, because who's around? Anyone that did anything crazy is not around. They
That's what
locked up. They
that's what I'm
locked
saying.
up.
So whoever's left, why are we arguing with each other about semantics of like how you feel versus how you feel nowadays? Like we need to we need to come to agreement. The bad guys are gone now. You
They're
know,
gone. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. They're gone. They're the back seat. So here's the thing. Why are we listening to them?
because everybody has a soapbox now because of the internet.
Yeah, but then these guys can't break no more. So why are we listening to them?
That is true. Also,
These guys have arthritis. They have diabetes. Why are we listening to them?
not the diabetes.
We don't have to listen to him anymore.
But we
We just
still do.
evolve. True.
Oh, you gotta be hard. Who says?
That's what I'm saying. I live my career.
Why
Especially
you
if
gotta
you're
go with
not
the
from
peace,
there.
love,
Like,
unity?
who
Why do
says?
you gotta do that?
I don't see no look. Most of the people that's from low income don't even break most of the time. They like to do all styles. They turf, they light feet, they Chicago footwork. They don't really break. Let's be
I'm
real.
like one of the last of like that kind of generation because I grew up in the projects.
So, but how many though? Let's be
Yeah,
real. Let's be real.
but growing up, I had like a group of like maybe like 8 of us, and now it's just me and Box.
Let's look at the real demographic of breaking right now. Let's really look at it. The demographic of breaking is mostly male from 18 to 25. The other demographics is kids with parents 5 to 16. So what are we talking about here?
That's true.
That's the demographic.
It's
That's the
tricky.
demographic of breaking. Why is there so many college jams? Because most of the people in college break. Let's be real. Let's keep it really real. How many of them are in engineering and design that break at college? How many? Let's be real. How can you afford to go to college in the first place? Let's be really real.
that part.
So where is this gangster stuff coming from?
Like you said, the OGs.
Well, then shut the fuck up. Do we need that? Like, and this is some, I'm going on a rant because it's like we always say it's hard. Like, bro, like when I came up, you can't even stick a middle finger out here. Back then, let alone like the cock. Like, you can't do that.
That's what I'm
The
saying.
90s and the gangster era where you can't even throw your hands up because it looked like some gang sign. Like, I couldn't even wear a certain color to an event.
And that's real. That's real for
Like
you.
I remember that. Like, yo, I couldn't wear red at this block. I can't wear blue on this block. And I want to emulate that. Like, so what do we do? So that's what I'm saying by like kumbaya. It's kumbaya. We're in the safest. This is the safest breaking has ever been, right? Like honestly, this has been the safest that breaking's ever been, and I'm happy about that. I want that. So who was the one saying
Yeah.
that we should talk smack about you? You know what I mean? Talk about your
No, no.
family while you battle or whatever.
Right, that's
Yeah,
old
I
school
mean,
by
we're
itself.
talking old school, right? That's old school.
Yeah.
That's old school.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
old
yeah,
school.
yeah.
I see
I
people getting
think
racial.
a lot of
You're
the
talking about like
version of what you're saying is like how, like again, like what I was saying, like when the battles happening, people are cursing each other out. Like I experienced it at that other jam the other week. Like, and I know the guy personally. I know he would never like have any ill will or bad intentions, but like he he's battling us, and he's like, "Yo, fuck you. That shit was whack. This, that, and the third." I'm like, bro, didn't I just break bread with you like last week? What's going
Yeah,
on?
that's funny style. To me, that's funny
Yeah,
style.
yeah, like that's like what's going on, like,
But so, oh, so who pushed that then? I mean,
and,
for me, when I was coming up,
and then
you didn't do that.
their explanation is, bro, that's how I have to gas myself up. Then you're doing a disservice to the art form that you're trying to represent. What, like, why are you out here trying to act hard when we know you're not hard? Like,
Yeah,
I'm from the projects. I'm not sitting here saying, yo, I'm from the Jets. I'll fuck anybody up. This, that, third. No. Anybody who see me at a jam know that I'm there for a good time, the crack jokes, and the laugh.
yeah.
Like,
I know Kobe don't roll like that. Kobe, you always cool, man. Every time you battle, you just like, I'm gonna just light him up.
hey, yo, Pops.
Kobe is like, I'm gonna just light him up. All right, cool.
Yo, Pop is not funny. I do that sometimes.
No, but
Kobe was
homeboy
throwing
below,
the WWE joints in there.
but homeboy below Pops comments, I like it. He said better for people to adapt to the scene, not to change the scene for individuals. I feel that. I feel that.
Pop's like, I do that sometimes.
When they do that to me, obviously, Pop,
When they
obviously,
do that to
but then
me.
you just spreading the fire now. Like, we doing that.
All right, okay, so that's what they have fake personas. All right, word. So okay, so now I'm gonna ask the young people, right? It's like the old guy. Oh, I'm gonna play the pushback real quick. But what if I'm an Asian guy that's really shy and been bullied all my life, and this is the only time I get to like flex like that?
You know what I thought he was about to say? I thought he was about to say, and this is the only time I can drop the N bomb.
No, 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 no,
No.
Because that's
no,
what they
no,
really be trying to
no,
do.
no. I'm saying this is the only time where it's like this guy used to make fun of me, this girl never lied to me, and this is my time to like let that aggression out. So that's what I'm gonna do. They're
Most of the
they're
time,
having a power fantasy. It's like it's
most
giving a
of the time,
pass to be like, no, I'm gangster. Like,
yeah. I mean, most of that is irrelevant because most of those people that, all right, say, what was the thing? Oh, this guy bullied me. This girl,
yeah, 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 yeah.
this, that, and the third. Most of them people aren't in breaking. So why are you bringing that attitude towards breaking?
Because that's where I'm. That's where I can. Oh, that's the only. This is the only outlet where I could display toxic masculinity.
So if you're gonna do that with your skills, not with your mouth. Like,
All right, but where did that guy learn it from?
I don't know, man. That's
See,
we gotta
see,
figure that
see,
out right now.
see.
We
That's where
gotta
I blame.
we gotta figure
Not
this.
me. Not me personally. If you see me mad, and you guys seen it, there's the whole thing about it, right? I'm not
Yeah.
playing around. Like, I don't
In a
play that
real way.
because I
Real
won't
way.
even talk smack in a battle. I won't go like, I don't slap the floor. I don't call bites. I don't call you're repeating.
Yo,
I don't call
this is the
listening to
one
the
that gets on my
music.
nerves.
I don't do
I'm
any of that.
listening. I'm listening.
Yeah, I don't do any of that. It's either you beat me or you don't. I might throw a burn, but that's a burn. That's not like, like I'm all like, I'm a gangster. Like,
But
no.
people call doing this, these are burns now in their eyes. But who's telling them that? Like
Right.
you said, we don't know who they're getting these sources from that's giving them the okay to do these things.
I blame the late 90s B-boys. That's who I blame. I blame the late 90s B-boys. Because you know what I mean? Because it's the late 90s
That's true.
B-boys. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you can watch
Late 90s, early
80s footage,
2000s.
they never really did that. We've been on a rant real quick. That's cool. I like it.
I love it. I love it.
Pop, pop, pop. Yo, pop. Just dance. I like this one right here. Right here. He says it right here. Just
Just
dance. Oh,
dance.
wait. Oops. Wrong one.
Just dance. It'll
Just
be
dance and
okay.
stay out of my face. That's how it should be. Dude, I agree with that, though. I agree with that. Like, okay. there's some gestures that are okay. Like if you're pointing like this, like you, all right, cool. Even if you go like this, ooh, I'm like, whatever. It's part of the you're doing a gesture. That's part. We could say that's a burn, part of the dance. But if you're like straight up with that attitude, like "fuck you, you suck." Oh, that was a good battle. Like get on my face, bro. Like you know what I'm saying?
I do agree. Pop says I think it's sort of it's more to mess with your head,
Yeah.
right? So let's
My
say in the
head,
middle
that's
of a
make me
battle
want
you
to
talk
punch
shit,
on you later. Like I'm gonna keep it to myself, and
but
then I'm
not
gonna come up and
not to a
But see that
degree
so
of
okay, so that's the thing, right? There's like, well, when I play b-ball, I be smack talking so that way you can miss your shit or whatever, blah 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 blah,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And
these people
again,
had.
see that, but that goes into because it's competition though. So is it allowed because it's competition?
Hmm.
You know
I
what I mean?
think
Because they do in
I think it's
b-ball, they do in football.
I think it's a slippery slope, and they do it in football. But if you do it wrong, you get misdemeanor or something. Not misdemeanor, but you get like yeah, you
You'll
get a
get a
fine
fine
or
or some
something like
shit.
that. So should we be?
But
I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying, like,
I've talked shit
see,
in the
there
middle
you
of a
go.
battle.
I don't. Like, what's
You were
huh?
Temple Rock. When I There's a time I was just talking shit in Temple Rock, and you were there judging Pro Football. I was like, yeah, that was just
Yeah.
talking shit in the middle of a battle.
So that's what. So
But it
I mean,
goes
you know
into
what I
when
mean? Like that's what I'm saying. It's like, what do we like? What is it? Is it a fake persona? Is it part of the game because it's competition? Because back then in a cipher, you couldn't necessarily do that.
I
Back
think
then,
it's I think it's a little bit of both mixed in with um people who never experienced hip hop at all, experience
mm,
hop and being like, oh,
mm.
I think that's what I gotta do because that
Yeah,
I seen them
yeah,
doing rap battles.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, at this point, rap battles they talking about like PDF files and stuff like that. At this point, like, so it's you know what I mean? Like they saying crazy stuff now, like wild stuff. You got people pissing on people's graves now in rap battles, like rap
Exactly.
beef.
Yeah.
Next level. You know what I mean? So
Well,
okay, but do you think so? And so okay, we're that's why we're talking. Just to come circle back, we're talking about the scene, and my whole thing is like these behaviors that become part of the I don't want to say culture, the community, and they don't even know where it's from. I think that's like I seen DJ Renegade talk a lot about that. We say culture a lot, but like, what are you talking about? Culture? Like, exactly what culture are you talking about? Like, are you talking about? That's why I like saying breaking community versus culture because everyone's like, it's for the culture. Like, what are you talking about?
yeah.
You're barely
It's-
cultured. You've been
yeah.
in it for 5 years. You don't even know anything beyond '97. Like,
yeah,
stop it. I mean, stop it. Like Michael Jordan, stop it.
It's funny you said that because Mouse just put me in his channel and made a question. Shout out to Mouse too, Floorgangz. Um, he made a post was like, "When's your first ever experience with hip hop?" For me, growing up in Philadelphia in the East Coast city, we grew up having these things called block parties, and
Word.
not every block party is created equal. Let
Mm,
me say that
mm,
because the Asian community does things differently than the black community. Black
mhm,
community does things different than the white community. But for a black block party, you had one dude come out with their Herculoids or subwoofers with the whole library in their house of records, and they spinning records the whole day while people are cooking food. The whole block is interacting with each other. Like there's kids, adults, and teenagers, and 30-year-olds hanging out and they're having a good time. That's my first experience with something of hip hop nature. Like
what about the
and
judges?
and people don't really get that experience anymore.
You're talking about b-boys now? Are you talking about b-boys now that was born after 1985, maybe 1990? Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
I
not
was
gonna
93.
experience that.
Yeah,
And you're
yeah,
from Philly, bro. Like, come on, like, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
Like,
So
am I really gonna be like, I'm really gonna expect a 21-year-old b-boy to have that experience. No.
No,
I mean,
yeah. And it's like that lack of experience really plays a toll though on the scene itself at large. And there's
100, 100, 100, 100. And that's what I'm saying. It's like we don't have any roots. And it's like, and then shout out to like Don Love, man. Shout out to like, Native and all like I think right now, Prevail's like even Prevail's like asking the questions that these discussions instead of like my flares aren't straight and how do the judges like we're talking about like how we develop this community, how do we develop this into a culture. I think is what's important, and the reason why we're having this discussion because like listen, okay, audience, the chat, like I'm like this in the chat, like I'm always like poking at these guys like every time I'd be like, are you sure about that, are you sure about that? I'm like, what are you talking about? So, and that's like me to the scene. That's why I've been posting what I've been posting because I feel like we're only caught up, especially since the pandemic. I mean, think about it. When the pandemic happened, we chopped off most of the 35-year-olds in breaking. You know what I'm saying? Most of the elders got chopped, right? Like, and then like, so like, and they barely come back. So there's this disconnection with the scene and what you should be acting like, what's your behavior like, what's allowed, what's not allowed. And I feel like everyone does whatever, but what's most important is how I get past prelims. Like,
facts.
but I got past prelims. Like that's all you care about.
That's
Yeah.
all they want.
So you want to act wild, do dumb shit, blah 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 blah, and you want to pass prelims. That's it. Like God darn, like y'all
We got
tripping.
we gotta ask more of ourselves.
Yeah,
We got more of ourselves now.
yeah, and so that's my whole thing. Like it's just, I mean, I'm going on super rant, but I want to kind of chop it with y'all too because I know we're gonna react to like our battles and stuff, but then it's just like this from footwork to like the scene now is like the problem is the challenge is there's a lot of people that don't understand the connection of like beyond competition. And a lot of this has bleeded into competition, yet no one knows why they're doing it. No one knows why they're like, I'm gonna talk shit or whatever. And then like, how
Yeah.
come he wants to punch me in the face? I just insulted his mother in the battle, but
Like, bro,
how come
come on,
he's mad at me? Like
bro, come
I just
on.
talked about his little sister and his brother, his dad, his mom, and his whole family. Why is he mad at me?
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no need to do that. Y'all all gonna go and get drinks after the jam. Why are we doing this? Like,
Yeah. I don't know. That's where I go push for therapy. That's where I push therapy. Like, go to therapy. Maybe try it. You know what I'm saying? I would even say inside you got problems with your parents because you are transference your anger towards authority to these judges that's really saying, Mom and Dad, I made it. I practiced
Pop,
this hard.
Pop, I'm not listening to you because you're from the hood. All right, you already have culture.
So let's see what in every spot there's noise. We just gotta block out someone talking shit to you while you're dancing is the same as having a home team fans yell. I mean, so that's that's why it's like kind of hard to like, you know what I mean? Is it I'm coming from this fake persona, or is it from like I'm being like, this is what you do in sports, you gotta kind of smack talk to throw the guy off, or kind of both? Like, I'm not gangster, but I'm more act gangster, but I'm trying to throw him off too. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's certain etiquettes, like, I won't do that. Like, I don't care to win that bad.
Yeah,
If you see me talking shit, is because I lost it and I'm about to go like ham, like I'm about to lose it. That's the only time you're gonna see me talk shit. For real. Like I've been caught on tape. Don't look it up. There's- Not more than once, guys. More than once. And it wasn't about the breaking in the end of the day. It was like behind there was a story behind it for me to lose my shit.
There was
Right?
lore. There was a lot of lore.
Dude, it wasn't just because we're in the finals. It was because that, right? It was the past that caught up to the present. Most of the time, if you see me lose it. Besides that, I don't care. You know, I've been disrespected in a competition. I'm like, whatever, I don't care. Take my hat, whatever. I don't care. You know what I mean? I just answer back with skill, right?
So
So,
it's a lack of understanding what actual culture is, and on
mm,
top of that, it's the it's the scene itself not giving a fuck enough to go search out.
yeah. Yeah, and guess what? That won't happen at Floorgangz anniversary. Floorgang's anniversary, June
Right
14th.
into the
June
plug.
13th and 14th.
13th and the 14th.
We got two. There's two
Yeah, dude, I
jams.
just had to throw that in. I had to
Secret
throw that in
location
there.
for the
That's
13th will
the
be
reason
up
why
there.
we're here. But I mean, nah, man. I mean, I think this is important. Like, I think because, like, if you came into this in the 2000s, even the 2010s, it's like we have this residual toxic shit that's going on that's still like in the present scene. And there's people who want to hold on to it because it's like, I don't want, that's why when you said kumbaya, I was like, what's wrong with that? Like, I don't want no one smoking crack outside the event. Like,
Oh no, yeah, no.
do you know what I mean? Like, that's not
But nothing that will
kumbaya.
pop.
You know what I mean? Like, and like, honestly, like, I like to see, and this is not like, I would like to see if you want to smoke, go way out there. You got parents looking at you now. And I ain't mad at that. Oh, it's going to take you out being wrong. Go over there. There's someone 10 watching you. Go.
Exactly, exactly. If I'm, and y'all know I smoke. Whenever I teach, and like dudes are up like, yo, you trying to go do that? I'm like, I'm gonna do that later. You know, I got my parents in front of me.
Yeah.
I gotta handle business first.
And
Business comes.
so, and you know, I'm not trying to hate on nobody's spare time, right? Or your medicine. Like, I'm not trying to hate on anyone's medicine. But at this point, and here's the thing, and with business wise, if we want to get here, how are we gonna be over here doing the same old dumb shit? If we want to be here, it's like no one's paying my work, no one's flying me out. Well, stop, act professional. If the scene could get professional, then you know. And I'm not saying to stop anything. I'm just saying that we have a new crop of kids coming in, and we gotta set an example. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just like, so if we do the dumb stuff, right? Like the parents are gonna first, the parents are gonna look at us crazy. Second, the kids are gonna look at us crazy or act like us. Like, no, I'm trying to be an upstanding citizen. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Before I did, because I got like five minutes left.
word. Yeah,
I
we've been on it.
I want to say um with this new crop of kids coming in and these new parents, there is a precedent to say that there is going to be a disconnect between parents who haven't been in hip hop at all,
Yeah,
parents that are in hip hop,
That's true.
versus
yeah,
some parents that
100.
actually break and
Yeah,
they're tired and they're
yeah.
kind of itch.
There's a
That
lot of
is.
stuff. They might be telling their kids like, "Yo, Beat Street's the best. Just break like that."
And I'm
You're
like,
like, "No,
come on.
don't do
There's that
that.
right now. There's some
Don't
kids
do that."
that come to my practice that the kids are practicing, but the parents just sit there like they just stay quiet. They don't do anything. They just stand there.
Right,
They sit there.
and
right.
that happens a lot in especially in this era right now because they have these esports like video
Mm,
sports
yeah,
and
that's
the
y'all.
and these parents
I blame all y'all.
these
All
Bro,
y'all.
parents
We
play
make
a lot
these
of
guys
video
into
games.
we make these people on live stream talk about politics, and now we listen to them. That's your guys' fault. I'll never listen to no esports, whatever the hell.
So
Yeah,
these kids get like
I don't want to listen to your
75.
opinion.
Hold on. So these kids
I
be
mean that
getting
way, not you, Breeze, but nah.
like so these kids get like 75 to like 90K what's the word I'm looking for?
Talk
Contracts.
about politics. Get out.
No, they
Play
get these
video games,
contracts.
guys.
They get these contracts and then their parents live off of the fame of their kids, and now their parents are like, yeah, my kid, makes 80K a year. Like, what's your kid doing? Like, they start talking smack to each other, the parents. Like, so I think it's going to get to a point with that with breaking eventually. If
No, 100. That's fine. But I'm just saying, like, that, okay, that I don't care. You know why? Because they're actually there doing something.
mm.
Now, the 70, 80K for your kid playing Street Fighter or Minecraft or Fortnite, shut the fuck up. I don't give a fuck about a ninja, a PewDiePie, a fucking whatever fuck. I am not listening to I'm going to listen to a political expert, not you play Minecraft and talk about, the election. Shut the fuck up. I don't give a fuck how many 12-year-olds are watching you.
You know what he's saying? No. And on that note,
We get
gentlemen, y'all have a good night.
We were
Amari,
supposed to react to these battles, but whatever. We're talking smack.
we can do
whatever.
it
We'll do
another
it
day.
next time.
All
Yeah,
right. Well, I mean,
maybe
that's why
the
I'm going to be
crew
off
will
for a
show
while, but
up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the crew will show up this
All right.
time.
So, yeah. Ooh, talking shit.
I'm calling
Talking
it out.
shit. All right, let's do this. Let's look at the flyer real quick. Let's look at June 13th in a secret location. We're gonna have or downtown, a location downtown. We're gonna have the Floor Gangs and the All the Way Live concrete battle with your judges. Black Matter, aka Kemar, Power Surge from All the Way Live, Beats and Pieces, and Philly Breeze. This is free to attend. If you want to compete, $10 for the competitors. DJ Plague, and that is June 13th, Friday the 13th.
Yep.
And then June 14th, we have the Floor Gangs anniversary at
Main
City
event.
Dance, May 14th. And then stay tuned. We'll
June
have a
14th.
special announcement for June 15th on Sunday.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't reveal that yet. All right.
Hey, we got something on the
So
15th.
yes, maybe.
Oh,
Something special. So before we sign off, let me do you guys a favor real quick. Let's pull up. If you want to follow RTA, you can follow him here on Instagram. Boom. We got Rith978 of the Floor Gangs. And you can follow him here on Instagram. And then we could follow my man. Here you
follow
go.
the breeze.
That's
Follow my man Philly Breeze right here.
right, man. I'm
Let me
right
bring
there.
that up. Let me bring that up. Oh, tight.
Crew right there.
There it is. All right. We got Philly Breeze right here on Instagram. Let me shout out the chat. Give a shout out to Pop for keeping it real. When keeping it real goes
The
wrong.
underdog winner.
Real Wu-Tang.
We got your Rad Boy. Shout out to Rad Boy. We got my man. Who is it? Where is
Divine.
Imani? Shout out to Imani. Shout out to Carlos, Litos, Nolo, and Miguel.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Brothers.
Rick the Ruler.
I didn't even know that was Carlos.
Yeah. Shout out to Lynx. Ha. Shout out to I don't know who this is.
Is that Divine?
We didn't even talk about here's Divine. Shout out to Divine right here. You know, we
Divine,
didn't talk about the jams that were good. Shit, I feel bad now. We just
We
went
gotta
on
do. We gotta do another one now.
God damn it. We got okay. We'll do one post event then, or shoot, I don't know. We'll do
Let's
something.
do
We
let's do
can
one
do
right
some
before we gotta go out. So like maybe 2
the
weeks.
week before,
I'll
Yeah.
be busy. I'll be busy. That's what I'm
All right.
saying. That's why I'm doing it now. Like,
or
I'll be
what
busy.
about? Is it next week? No.
This Saturday? No, not this Saturday. No, I'm not
I
even.
mean, I mean, this Saturday.
I'm at the
We'll do
gym.
it. Oh, never mind then. Never mind then. All right. Don't forget
Speaking
again.
of which, Talk is Cheap Jam, Miami, Florida,
Oh, there you
before
go.
the anniversary,
There you
June
go.
13th and 14th. Be there. Shout
There you
out.
go.
Bye.
Shout out to everyone. All right.
All
And
right.
you can follow me at, where is it? Profo1 underscore Profo, PROFO underscore FLGZ. This has been the trades. Just talking smack, not even about the jam. Just talk
We
smack.
just went off the rails.
He had
Just
some
talking.
video clips of
That's
breaking.
cool. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Let's see if I can clip this somehow. We'll see. Maybe not. Thanks for everyone watching. Peace.
Peace.
And see you guys later. We out.